Hi guys, in today's video we're going to be making one pan apple cinnamon oat bake, but we're also going to be talking about something that has been exploding online, which is the Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni story. This is not going to be a gossip channel or video per se, and I think I'm going to probably surprise you with what I've got to say about the whole thing. But anyways, I figured we're gonna cook together and we're gonna talk about what's happening in the news because it's pretty crazy. So let's get started. Quickly before we get started, let me introduce myself. I am Miral and this is my channel From the Ground, and I share healthy plant-based recipes, vlogs, wellness, and everything else in between. So make sure to keep the energy flowing and subscribe to my channel. Okay, let's get started. First of all, I just don't understand what this says about us as a society. The story is as big as it is because we have been, as a society, so invested in the story and obviously engaging with the content, and the story has therefore been exploding more and more. And so there is a supply when there is a demand, and there is very much clearly a demand about the story. I feel like obviously it's exaggerated. Why do we care so much? And I just wonder if it's too much, first of all. Second of all, what I want to say is I just look at this whole story and I wonder whether this could have been resolved in an amicable way, in a much more civilized way before it kind of, escalating and getting to where it's at today. Don't get me wrong, obviously if somebody has been done wrong on either end, I don't even know whose end is right or wrong. We obviously know where the narrative is kind of skewing today. But besides that point, don't get me wrong, if this is something that obviously needed to get escalated and all that sort of stuff, I get it. And obviously, whoever is the victim, should feel comfortable enough to pursue it legally and if they've been done wrong, obviously. So I'm not against that in that aspect, but I just have a feeling and I suspect that this has really gone out of hand. This is out of proportion. I can't help but think and suspect that there was a massive ego play here. So it became a situation of ego and power and who has the better contacts and who can pull more strings and how can we take more advantage of the situation. Okay, before I continue, I have chopped my apple. Okay, I peeled it and I chopped it. This should make about a cup of chopped apples. I'm not gonna measure it because I don't feel like I need to. And then now what I'm gonna do is I am going to mash 2 bananas. I'm gonna put it straight into my casserole. You wanna use not green, but spotty kind of bananas and soft. That's because when they are green, they are not as sweet and they're more hard. You want to be able to mash them quite easily. He's suing her for $400 million. I mean, guys, that's pretty insane. That's not a joke. That's pretty crazy. So to kind of assume that perhaps it got way out of hand is I think a fair statement. From there, I want to then take it and I kind of want to reflect it on us in our personal lives. I definitely think there's a massive lesson for us here as well. You don't have to be a celebrity to learn from this kind of experience. If there's a victim out there and they want to pursue things and it could get ugly, more power to you. I hope you get what is rightfully yours or get justice for yourself. But I just come back to if this is truly what I suspect, which is just a opinion, is that I feel what can we learn in our lives about this whole thing? Okay, so we've got our mashed bananas. A couple of cups of milk. I'm using almond milk, but feel free to use any milk you prefer. You can use soy milk if you want extra protein. I'm adding almond milk because this one is just so yummy. Almond milk. A sweetener, so you can use honey or maple syrup or date syrup, and have a cup of our liquid sweetener. Obviously the sweetness is going to vary depending on how ripe and sweet your bananas are and how sweet your apples are, but you can always do it, taste it, and then add more sweetness if you like. And then I'm going to add some pure vanilla extract. Okay. So maybe I think we can all learn from this in our respective lives. Even if you live privately, you live a private life, or you're a social media influencer, or you're a celebrity, whatever, and you're watching this. I've seen this all the time. I've seen it with people who have some sort of followership or make some money or something, and then they become all of a sudden they think they have a lot of pride and power. They get on a power trip and they think they can say whatever they want and they can do whatever they want and they have the connections and they can get away with whatever you want. And like the truth is, no, you can't. And it's a reminder to like stay humble. That's that. We're gonna now add our dry ingredients. A couple of cups of rolled oats. And then we're gonna add chia seeds, cinnamon powder, a pinch of nutmeg, baking powder, and then we're gonna mix it and then we're gonna fold in our diced apple. Chopped apple in. It's about 1 cup of chopped apple. I didn't measure, it's just about 1 to 2 apples really. My point is, I do think in many cases we really need to like take a moment when we're facing some sort of conflict. Can we take a step back? Can we try to resolve it and get justice or get what we want in a more amicable way? Or is this a situation where it needed to get as big as it did and involve like the courts and suing and all that sort of stuff? So that's it, guys. Like literally it took just a few minutes. I probably took longer than I even needed because I'm sitting here chatting with you guys. I preheated the oven at 190 degrees and this will go in for about 40 minutes or so. See you soon. 40 minutes later and we have our apple cinnamon oat bake ready. I'm gonna dig right in. Such a generous portion that you can have for breakfast or as a snack. Okay, we got this. You can enjoy as it is. You can add some fresh apples on top and you can add a liquid sweetener on top as well, like a drizzle. I am adding day syrup, but you can definitely add honey or maple syrup. Let me try it. Cinnamon, apple flavor, oats, super delicious. That brings us to the end of the video. Please do let me know what you think about the whole Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni shenanigan, but in a more kind of reflection, like learnings, like what do you think about the whole situation? I don't know if you agree with me or not, but I do think that there are a lot of learnings for us, even in our day-to-day life, private lives, quiet lives, not even in the limelight. My kind of prediction or assessment of the situation is accurate or partially accurate. I do think that sometimes pride and ego and this whole like I have connections and I have money and I have power and I know people, you know, people can sometimes be on a power trip and unfortunately it can take them to a really like things can get really out of control really fast. I've just really been trying to absorb it and really like make sense of all of it, like make sense of the scale of the story, but also like what our role in all of this is as a society for it to be this big because people have been so invested in it and therefore there's so much influx of coverage on the matter. Guys, if you like this video, keep the energy flowing by subscribing to my channel. You will find healthy recipes and a lot of other wellness kind of self-development vlogs kind of content. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.